What's going on, everybody? Your boy JP, back with another video. I know I've been releasing, I think this is my fourth video in the past 24 hours. And I could not wait to bring this one to y'all. That's right, it's here, baby. Redmi K30 Pro 5G. This is the 8GB variant, which means it has UFS 3.1. UFS 3.1, not 3.0, but 3.1. Snapdragon 865 in the building. Flagship specs, bro. Basically, I mean, ain't no other way to put it. No other way to put it. I stress the 8 gigs because the 6 has UFS 3.0, which is still freaking fantastic, but it is worth mentioning that the 8 gigs has UFS 3.1. And despite the small difference in naming, there is supposedly a huge difference in the write speeds. It's probably a feature that you are going to see in the Galaxy Note 20 that the S20s did not have. It is a feature that many expected the OnePlus 8 and or OnePlus 8 Pro to have, which they did not. Speaking about the OnePlus 8 series, this and the Galaxy S20s as well, if I'm not mistaken, this also has DDR5 RAM. Not DDR4, but DDR5. If I'm not mistaken, I think the 6 is DDR4, but the 8 and above is DDR5. So that's also, if I'm correct about that, like the UFS 3.1, that is worth mentioning if you're choosing the 8 gig as opposed to the 8 and higher, because this also has a 12 gig variant. I'm not sure if that is exclusive to the Zoom edition or not. This is not the Zoom edition, but this thing is fantastic, y'all. Fantastic. It is a AMOLED screen, all screen, 20:9 aspect with the pop-up selfie. That's right. Everyone's going backwards, but Redmi kept the pop-up, as you can see. And it has the in-display fingerprint sensor, always on display. And look at this beauty. Look at that camera. Cameras on this thing are a monster. On paper, they're supposed to be every bit as good as the OnePlus 8, if not better. It has a lot of the same sensors, and one or two of them are supposed to be better. If y'all notice in a lot of my videos, the camera specs are always my weakness. Don't get me wrong, I do like a good camera phone. I do use them. I take lots of pictures of my cars and bikes, but I'm not the spec junkie on the camera like I am other things. But I do like a good camera. That Moto G Stylus that I did a quick overview for, $300, super impressive camera. The review that I think The Verge did on that phone, read it about the camera. It really is good for a $300 phone. And this thing, if you watch the YouTube videos on this, not even the Zoom edition, just this model, this thing is a monster. This phone is just absolutely beautiful. USB Type-C, speaker, SIM tray. The red power button, I like that. Volume rocker. Even has a headphone jack. Wait, there's your SIM tray. I'm tripping. Wait a minute. Oh, wait. I'm so confused. Oh, y'all, man. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah. That's your SIM tray. That's the pop-up selfie. Duh. I knew that. It looks like the SIM tray for some reason to me. I'm over looking at the noise canceling mic there. I'm losing my mind. I have to tell y'all, the fingerprint sensor, the in-display fingerprint sensor, and the facial recognition, despite having the pop-up selfie and not a stationary camera that looks at you at all times, they are blazing fast. The in-display fingerprint sensor in this is probably the fastest I have ever used. The pop-up selfie, facial recognition, Um, it's faster than a lot of phones I have used with facial recognition through a stationary camera. Rather, it's the notch, regular front facing with the bezel, like the 18:9 aspect ratio phones that are still being made. Your punch holes, your teardrops, what have you. Um, Obviously your 2D facial scan is obviously going to be quicker than your 3D facial scans, which, most Android phones don't have. Very few do, like the iPhones. But of course, your 2Ds are also less secure. But as far as 2D and pop-up goes, this is the fastest. And as far as 2D with any camera setup, pop-up or stationary, this thing is giving stationary ones a run for their money. This thing is instant. I mean, that camera pops up and pops right back down. I mean, you're in there. It's hard for me to show you that on the camera, because I'm holding another phone taking this. But y'all wouldn't believe it. It is, I'm serious, y'all. It's blazing fast. It's the fastest I have ever seen. Usual stuff there. Your fast charge brick. I think this is 33 watt. USB Type-C cable. SIM ejector tool. Your books. You file them and pluck them. The usual. Your case. I wish it was clear, but neat. It's a neat little case there. It says, let me see if I can zoom in on it there. It has the little 5G logo there. And Redmi right there. This is that white, that pearl white. Supposed to be an exclusive color. There's not, supposed to not be a little bit more rare than that greenish color that's around, I think, from what I had read. Not sure how true that is, but I really liked it. It jumped out at me, so that's the one I got. And MIUI does have the app tray, which I like. I like that they incorporated that. Again, 8 gigs, UFS 3.1, Snapdragon 865, DDR5 RAM at that, 8 gigabytes. Again, I know I've just repeated that. This is 128 gigs internal, if I'm not mistaken. Sometimes, that's sad, I don't even know what I get sometimes. Yep, this is the 128 gigs internal. I think they have an 8 gig model as well with 256 gigs internal. There's no expandable memory, unfortunately. But, y'all, I'm not even going to get the OnePlus 8 Pro. If I do get a OnePlus 8, it would be the regular 8. But, at $700, that's not worth it. And the 800 for the Pro, I just don't see the point. I honestly was more excited for the OnePlus Z, a.k.a. the OnePlus 8 Lite, with the MediaTek Dimensity 5G chipset. And they didn't even announce that. And rumors say it's been delayed until the summer. But there was never a guarantee that it was coming to the U.S. anyways. But I think it would still be easy to get. Last year, the OnePlus 7 was not released in the U.S. and it was super easy to get. It was on Amazon from third-party sellers when the 8 Pro, not 8 Pro, but when the 7 Pro was available, sellers had the 7 on Amazon the same day, next day delivery, shipped from the U.S. Even though it wasn't a U.S. sold phone, had all the bands, and it wasn't priced really high either, like you'd think it would be for them to make profit on the import and stuff like that. But y'all, honestly, if you're looking for an upgrade from the OnePlus 7 Pro or the OnePlus 7T Pro, and you're disappointed that the OnePlus 8 Pro went backwards and came out, went with the punch hole design instead of the pop-up, this is the phone you want then. The Redmi K30 Pro 5G. This is the phone you want. This is granted, you're missing out on Oxygen OS. I get it. MIUI is not as good as Oxygen OS. I have no problem admitting that. As much as I love these phones, that's one thing that the OnePlus has. There's no way around that. You can add a skin or a launcher on this. I actually like the launcher from Pogo, from Xiaomi's other brand, Pogo. You can put that on here. It's great, but it's not the same as Oxygen OS. It is what it is. But other than that, man, if you're, this is to me the true unofficial successor to the OnePlus 7 Pro and 7T Pro. Of course, I had both. I had the 7 Pro, and I also had the 7T Pro 5G McLaren that was exclusive to T-Mobile here in the U.S. And everyone is kind of stepping back from the pop-up, going to the punch hole. Because last year, both K30s had it. Even the non-pro, the mid-ranger had it. Whereas this time around, the K30 and K30 5G have the punch hole, but they still came out with the Pro that had the pop up. And I didn't think I was gonna miss it, but when I started using more and more phones with the pop up, and I saw the OnePlus 8 series with the punch hole, that's what I meant to say. I started using more phones with the punch hole, and the OnePlus 8s had the punch hole. I was like, man, I didn't think that pop up selfie was that big of a deal to me. But after reading so many comments, I kind of agree with the comments. This phone is, man, all screen. It's awesome. It's not a deal breaker with the punch hole, but it really does make a difference. It's phenomenal. It really is. It's beautiful. It just makes this phone all the more beautiful. It's immersive. It's just gorgeous. It really is. There's just nothing else that's really like it. Kind of going over everything here. Let you check out the brightness there. And man, it is. This thing, couldn't wait to bring this to y'all. Had to show it off. Redmi K30 Pro 5G. I have it working on AT&T right now. Yeah, it's just it's crazy. This is the OnePlus 8 Pro that y'all want right here. This is it right here. Throw a stockish Android launcher on it. Obviously, you're not gonna get updates as fast as OnePlus, but this is what you want right here. If you're coming from a 7 Pro or a 7T Pro and you want the latest and greatest Snapdragon 865 with 5G, but you don't want to lose that pop-up, then you need the K30 Pro 5G. There's just no way around it. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. OnePlus did a step backwards. I get it. They did it for water resistance. I understand that. I really do. But even at 700, I can't even recommend the regular OnePlus 8. If the OnePlus 8 Pro had the pop-up and the OnePlus 8 didn't, like last year where the OnePlus 7 didn't, that being priced at 700, the 8, this, no. Because, you can get this for 600. There's just no. Sorry, OnePlus, but you're kind of lost your way there. I don't, it's great that you want to compete with the bigger brands, Samsung, Apple, etc. I get it. But at that price, I'd rather just get the LG V60 with the dual screen, honestly. That's another fantastic option. I've heard nothing but great things about that phone. This phone is just, it's the same quality as the OnePlus. It's fantastic. It is fantastic. Gorilla Glass 6. And it feels so freaking good in the hand. It's beautiful. I'm going to do a little smell test. Man. Woo! Man. That just... Ladies. Sorry. Got a little carried away there. But, man, y'all hit me up in the comments. Sorry I did a little bit of RAM. This a little long here than a little longer than I wanted it to be. But I really had to show off this phone and kind of talk about it, kind of compared to the OnePlus 8 Pro. Obviously, I don't have the OnePlus sitting next to it, but just a verbal comparison. A lot of you already know what it is. I don't have to have a side-by-side. You're going to see that from a lot of other YouTubers anyways. But very happy to get this phone and bring it to y'all. Let me know what y'all think. Peace.